key in marketing is to let them know what they're losing instead of what they'll get from your product. The attention you get increases by the amount of value a client has to lose. We analyze and share effective strategies for marketing. Follow to not miss the next one. How to use the decoy effect in marketing. Let's say I'm trying to sell a watch and a purse, each for $30. If I price the watch for $50, the purse for $30 and $60 for both, most people are likely to purchase the third offer due to the perceived higher value.
This marketing technique manipulates you every day. Imagine a Coke machine in your business or on your campus, assuming it sells 100 cans a day. Now, if we put a Pepsi machine right next to it, how many cans do you think each machine will sell? Now, you'll probably see 50 to 50 or 60 to 40. Well, no. Chances are it's going to be 200 cans each, but why? Because when there's only one machine, the question you ask yourself is, am I going to drink a Coke or not? But when there are two machines, the question becomes, do I want a Coke or Pepsi? It's counterintuitive, but having competing stores next to each other can sometimes increase sales of each. We share the world's greatest marketing strategies every day. Follow to not miss the next one. This genius marketing strategy played a major role in Red Bull's success. In Red Bull's early years, they used a method called guerrilla marketing to create an illusion of popularity. So Red Bull filled tons of trash cans with empty Red Bull cans, and this was done in crowded public areas with high pedestrian traffic. Even in places like stadiums, college campuses, and nightclubs. This strategy drove majority of people to believe that Red Bull was the energy drink of choice. Psychology says that people are more likely to remember what they see or feel than what they hear or read. Find a way to make your audience see what you want them to believe, rather than just telling them. We share the world's greatest marketing strategies every day, so follow to not miss the next one. This marketing technique manipulates you every day. Imagine a Coke machine in your business or on your campus, assuming it sells 100 cans a day. Now, if we put a Pepsi machine right next to it, how many cans do you think each machine will sell? Now, you'll probably see 50 to 50 or 60 to 40. Well, no. Chances are it's going to be 200 cans each, but why? Because when there's only one machine, the question you ask yourself is, am I going to drink a Coke or not? But when there are two machines, the question becomes, do I want a Coke or Pepsi? It's counterintuitive, but having competing stores next to each other can sometimes increase sales of each. We share the world's greatest marketing strategies every day. Follow to not miss the next one.
You will fail to maintain a strong business if you don't know this. Your mind discards the things you stop attending to. You will lose a skill you've acquired if you stop using it. You will lose a memory if you stop clinging to it. You will lose the attention you built for your business if you stop marketing. Your brand resides in the minds of your audience until you stop reminding them of its significance. Never forget this. Pay close attention to what I'm about to give you. This is a powerful psychological phenomenon used by most big brands. And by understanding it well enough, you can use it too. 99% of the population have not developed themselves to the point of being free from their ego. That is the foundation of capturing and holding attention. Poking your audience's ego. Some brands understand this and take advantage of it every day. Rolls-Royce doesn't sell cars. They sell status, luxury, and success. Apple sells modernity and respect. Dove sells self-esteem and beauty. Coca-Cola sells happiness and connection. People remember how you make them feel, not what you say. To become a memorable brand, sell an emotion. We share the world's greatest marketing strategies every day, so follow to not miss the next one.
In the next few seconds, I'm going to give you a persuasion technique, which will allow you to convince anyone to do what you want. In the 90s, a psychologist did a little experiment and discovered a psychological phenomenon called loss aversion. The psychologist summed it up with the following sentence: human beings are twice as sensitive to loss as to gain. Basically, if I give you $100, you'll be happy. but if I take it back, you will be twice as unhappy as you were at the beginning. If you want to convince a friend to start working out with you, don't tell him that it will make him fit. Tell him that he will get fatter and fatter, and it will be much harder to lose weight afterwards. He will understand that now is his best time to lose weight easily, and if he doesn't work out, he'll lose the chance. Same thing in marketing. Let them know what they'll lose if they don't buy from you. We share the world's greatest marketing strategies every day, so follow to not miss the next one.
How to sell one thing for the price of two. This strategy can be hijacked for frenzies or promotional sales. Give more for free than you charge. If I wanted to sell t-shirts, I could ask you to buy 3 shirts each for $5. But it will be stronger if I say buy 1 shirt for $15, get 2 for free. Although the economics are the same, the second is much more compelling. Follow to not miss the next strategy.
If you're struggling to find the right path for you, use this Japanese method. Grab a pen and draw 4 overlapping circles. In the first circle, write down 3 things you love doing. In the next circle, list 3 things you feel the world truly needs. In the third circle, write down 3 things you can get paid for. In the last circle, put 3 things you're really great at. See where all those circles come together? That spot is what the Japanese call your ikigai. It's basically your reason for being. Follow for more value.
This marketing technique is so powerful that the biggest companies such as Apple use it against you. So let's break this down. Have you noticed that movie theaters always offer 3 different sizes of popcorn? The objective behind this is to make you spend as much money as possible. Let's imagine that the movie theater offers 2 sizes of popcorn, a small one for $2 and a large one for $6. You ask yourself, am I hungry enough to get the large one, or is there enough popcorn in the small one? In any case, you will opt for the small size. But now imagine that the movie theater offers 3 sizes of popcorn. Small for $3, medium for $5, and large for $6. This time you will directly choose the largest one, thinking it's a great deal, because there's only $1 difference between the large and the medium. This is called the decoy effect, and in reality, the medium is just a decoy. Now, how does Apple apply this? Look at the iPhone 14, which goes for $799, 14 Pro for $999, and 14 Pro Max for $1099. Just like the popcorn, we share the world's greatest marketing strategies every day. Follow to not miss the next one.
Let's see what curiosity can do.
TT win for that man jumping in.
Today's forecast, we should reach a high of 30.
There.
The first product of Nokia was a toilet paper. Samsung used to be a grocery store. Lamborghini used to be a tractor. IKEA used to be a pen. LG used to be a facial cream. The first version of your business will not be your best. Just keep going.
The 3 steps to success. First, you trade your time for money. That gains you income. Then you trade your money for time. That gains you leverage. Finally, you trade your money for more money. That gains you freedom.
You will attract high-paying clients if your work performs any of these 4 functions. 1. Money. Your work should make them more money. 2. Time. Your work should free up their time. 3. Ego. Your work should feed their ego and make them look good. 4. Fear. Your work should eliminate fear of a negative outcome.
Fear is the most powerful selling tactic. Instagram shows your friends having fun without you. Apple creates FOMO with every new release. Google ranks your competitors higher than you. The fear of missing out is more powerful than the desire for gain. People will do whatever they can to have a place in a world of fear.
Spoiler alert! I'm about to give you a strategy that'll help you win in any negotiation and increase your sales. Imagine taking an online maths test. You spend hours calculating and trying to find the right answers. Finally, you're done, and to your surprise, you're being asked to pay $5 before you can submit. If initially your chances of paying $5 for an online maths test was 20%, it will now be increased to at least 50% due to the amount of time you already invested. Spending time on something causes it to become valuable to us, even if it's not. If a client asks you for the price of a product, instead of telling them up front, try introducing yourself first and asking for their name. The amount of time you can spend with a customer before talking about a deal increases the chances of arriving at a sale. Time is an expensive commodity, which is sometimes worth more than money. So you could say, I just taught you how to steal. We share the world's greatest marketing strategies every day, so follow to not miss the next one.
If you want to close any sale, find a common enemy. They can be pain points, problems, or even people. Focus your message on how you're working to beat them. Enemies inspire action and unite parties to be focused on a single goal. This is the easiest way to get a yes.
I'm about to show you how a single AI can now do the work of an entire agency. The domination of our jobs by AI actually gives us more room to evolve. Those who realize this earlier will scale their businesses faster before the majority catches on. Most businesses pay thousands of dollars to SEO agencies to get their websites ranking higher in search results. This can now be done with a single AI called Sayona. You can now cut costs and still achieve the same results.
If you're not getting enough response from your marketing contents, it's because you're not applying the most important principle in content marketing: brand resonance. Here's how it works. It is like solving a picture puzzle. In order to move a square to its correct position, there are specific squares you will have to move first and in a specific order. If you're marketing with an Instagram reel and you go straight to introducing your product, it's like trying to get square 1 to square 9 without moving any other squares. It just won't work. No one hops on Instagram to get sold to. If you want to sell a musical product, you'll have to know the kind of contents musicians like to consume and make yours appear similar so that your audience can relate to it. Base it on the set standard for an Instagram reel: educational, motivational, or entertaining. After moving these squares, you can now sell.
Speed kills the best companies. Spotify killed Napster. Netflix killed Blockbuster. Wikipedia killed Encyclopedia. If your competitor offers the same service, make yours work faster and you'll have a higher demand.
If you pay enough attention to Apple's product pricing, you'll realize it's a powerful masterclass. Before launching their new iPhone, iPad, and MacBook, they first launched the Vision Pro at a high price of $3,499. This created an anchor for the products they later launched to be seen as cheaper while still premium. This is called price anchoring, and it is a powerful tool to create future demand.
Stop selling 2 items at 50% off. Rather use the statement, buy one, get one free, to get more customers' attention. Many consumers don't have a grasp on basic mathematical principles to figure out what is a better deal when shopping. Stick to a simpler and more convincing language. Follow to not miss the next strategy. 3 steps to make your product seem cheaper using the decoy effect. 1. Create another product and price it a little cheaper than the one you actually want to sell. 2. Write down the major and minor benefits for each of the products. 3. Make the second product unappealing by eliminating its major value. The second product becomes a decoy, which causes people to perceive the first to have a cheap price for the value it offers. Follow to not miss the next strategy. Pay close attention to the strategy I'm about to give you. With this strategy, not only will you attract more attention, but people will actually be happy to buy from you. Most people are likely to skip a message once they realize they're being sold to. Instead of going straight to advertising your product, first give your audience a piece of value for free. Examples used by some experts are free courses or consultations. People love giving back after receiving more value than expected. This marketing technique is so powerful that many brands use it every day to convince you to purchase their products. I don't know if you've noticed, but the price of almost every product at the market ends with a 0.99 instead of a simple whole number. This strategy creates a shortcut perception that works like a charm. The brain processes from the left to right and will perceive a 2.99 priced product to be as cheap as $2 instead of running it up to $3.
No one can build a business without understanding this. The mind discards the things you stop attending to. You'll lose a skill you stopped using. You'll lose a memory you stopped clinging to. Same way, your audience will disregard you if you stop marketing. Your brand resides in the minds of your audience until you stop reminding them of its significance. Never forget this.
In the next few seconds, you'll acquire a highly valuable piece of knowledge. You can use this to manipulate or influence a person's actions with just a word. This phenomenon was discovered in 1960 by a psychologist called John Bargh. Basically, if a comedian tells a bad joke but everyone around you starts to laugh, it's highly likely that you'll laugh too. And the strange part is you'll actually believe that the joke was funny. The reason is, most of the times you'll see people laugh is when there's something funny. Once this forms a pattern, your mind agrees to it and forces you to follow it. In psychology, this is termed as priming. There are various actions or words that is usually associated with certain feelings. A few content marketers have mastered the art of priming, and here is an example how it can be used. I could put up a big red banner in front of my store every Friday that reads, "It's Friday." This will automatically give people the idea that my products are affordable and I'll have more people walking in to check out my products. This is because majority of the time you see Friday in sales is when it's Black Friday and things are cheaper. This pattern has already been formed and all I would have to do is tap in. Follow to not miss the next strategy.
Did you know that people are more likely to trust your product pricing if they're not rounded? Here's what I mean. Instead of pricing a product at a perfect $100 or $2,000, giving it a price like $112 or $20-$34 would give a person the impression that the price has not been artificially inflated and it is the actual fixed price. This creates a sense of quality and trust for your products and are best used when selling expensive products. Follow to not miss the next strategy. Use this psychological trick to make your brand memorable. The rule of 3. Use 3 words in your slogans and taglines. Use 3 ads to create better stories for your brand. Use 3 pricing options on your product page so they choose the middle option. And use 3 main points in your contents like I just did. This is a marketing secret you shouldn't ignore. People are not attracted by what they get from your offer. They're attracted by what they have to lose if they don't buy from you. The more value your prospect has to lose, the more attention you get. Follow to not miss the next strategy. Google doesn't rank websites, it ranks web pages. Web pages are filtered based on the relevance and quality of their content. Ranking for a particular search term depends on factors such as keyword optimization, page speed, quality backlinks, and domain authority. A site with an improper structure for Google's indexing will languish at the bottom of the search results. You can easily avoid this by connecting your site to a strong AI like Siona to do all the work and start ranking higher. In case you haven't realized, you have 3 currencies: your time, your money, your knowledge. Whichever one you need, you can use the other 2 to get. If you're struggling to decide on the best career path to pursue, use this formula. Write down all your skills, list the ones you love the most, highlight the ones people can benefit from, and select the one you can get paid for. This will be your most fulfilling work. Follow for more value. This strategy has the power to change your business forever. It was a trick used by Joe Girard, one of the best salespeople of all time. The key is that, instead of starting a conversation with your customer, always enter into the conversation already taking place in their mind. Before a person contacts you about a product, they would have already assumed how they think your product can help them. This is the key to knowing which words to use in closing a sale. In your next negotiation, remember that your chances of closing a sale will intensify by simply addressing your client's thoughts. Follow to not miss the next strategy. Use this trick to come up with a great product idea. Read and list the negative reviews of a popular product, find the most common, and fix them. Follow for more value. You don't have to do everything yourself. This is the whole point of technology. Marketing with Google can be complex for a novice user. Adwin is a newly launched AI tool that can be used to effortlessly create and manage Google ad campaigns while providing precise analytics on how each campaign performs. A single AI is now capable of doing the work of an entire agency. Content creation is becoming almost effortless. This is a tutorial on how to use dark mode on Chrome. The entire process was automatically generated with a tool called Scribe. You can use this to generate a tutorial content on any topic, and it's completely free. Simply visit the Chrome store and download the extension. Click Start Capture and go through the process of whatever you want to make a tutorial on. Click Complete Capture when done. Scribe will automatically generate a step-by-step guide of the entire process with clear screenshots, which you can edit and share. If you can get people to hear about your product, they'll remember only 5% of it. If you can get people to read about your product, they'll remember 10% of it. If you can give people a demonstration of your product, they'll remember 30% of it. If you can give people an actionable or valuable information about your product, they'll remember 75% of it. If you can get people teaching others about your product, you win. You don't have to do everything yourself. This is the whole point of technology. Scribe is a tool you can use to effortlessly create tutorial contents on any topic. Visit the Chrome store, search for Scribe, and install it. Click on Start Capture and simply perform the process of whatever you want to create a tutorial on, and click Complete Capture. Scribe will automatically generate a step-by-step guide with clear screenshots that you can edit and share. Follow for more value. The attention span of the current population is getting shorter and shorter. No one wants to watch ads. Hence, creative marketers have adopted an approach called the Content Ad Content strategy. First, provide viewers with content they actually want to watch. Then, seamlessly integrate your short ad as part of the content. Then end it with something that has nothing to do with your ad. Adjusting your marketing approach to the modern style of what works will keep your brand going. Follow to learn more strategies.
Pay close attention to what I'm about to give you. This is a powerful psychological phenomenon used by most big brands. And by understanding it well enough, you can use it too. 99% of the population have not developed themselves to the point of being free from their ego. That is the foundation of capturing and holding attention. Poking your audience's ego. Some brands understand this and take advantage of it every day. Rolls-Royce doesn't sell cars. They sell status, luxury, and success. Apple sells modernity and respect. Dove sells self-esteem and beauty. Coca-Cola sells happiness and connection. People remember how you make them feel, not what you say. To become a memorable brand, sell an emotion. We share the world's greatest marketing strategies every day, so follow to not miss the next one.
Here's a pricing psychology used by experts to sell expensive products. If I want to sell you a watch at $500, it might sound expensive. But if I first show you one at $1,800, another at $2,500, and then show you the one for $500, it'll feel more like an affordable deal. This method is called price anchoring. It is simply showing something expensive first, then showing a more affordable one after. The first item acts like an anchor for customers to have a price reference in their mind to judge the affordability of your product. Follow to not miss the next strategy. How to use the framing effect in selling. If you're on diet, you're more likely to buy a product that says 90% fat-free over one labeled 10% fat. If you're ill, you're more likely to buy a drug that says 2 out of 10 doctors recommend over one that says 8 out of 10 doctors do not recommend. Although they mean the same thing, people are generally biased towards picking an option based on how they're framed. Negative statements are always stronger. They can be used to repel people or framed to attract them. Who is the last person to get paid when you own a business? Well, here's a juicy little secret. While everyone else in the company is busy cashing in their paychecks, the owner is left hanging, waiting for those sweet, sweet profits to roll in. And let's be real, banking on profits is like playing a high-stakes game of roulette. But here's the kicker. Even when the chips are down and the business hits rock bottom, guess who's still on the hook? That's right, the employees. Unlike the owner, they're guaranteed their slice of the pie, come hell or high water. So the next time you spot a savvy entrepreneur strutting around town, dripping in success, just remember one thing. They didn't get there by playing it safe. Nope, they took risks, rolled the dice, and bet big on themselves. And that, my friend, is what separates the winners from the wannabes in the wild world of business. If you want to sell 2 items as a package, do not only give the price of the package. Display the prices of each item, give one a slightly higher value, and price the package lesser than the total. The customer will now have 3 options to choose from, and the third would be perceived to have a higher value. Follow to not miss the next strategy. There's only 5 ways you can get more customers. 1. Reach out to people privately. 2. Make organic contents that attract people to you. 3. Run paid ads. 4. Get affiliates and partners. And 5. Let your customers refer others to you.
You will attract high-paying clients if your work performs any of these 4 functions. 1. Money. Your work should make them more money. 2. Time. Your work should free up their time. 3. Ego. Your work should feed their ego and make them look good. 4. Fear. Your work should eliminate fear of a negative outcome.
This is a powerful psychology you can apply in selling. Every person has this cognitive bias, and here's how you can use it to your advantage. A good news can change your mood and make you happy. But if the good news ends up being a lie, you'll feel worse than you initially were. It's simple. Humans react more to loss than to gain. To apply this in selling or marketing, let them know the advantage that people who use your product have over those who don't. People are more attracted by what they have to lose than what they get. Follow to not miss the next strategy. Business is like driving a car at night. You know where you want to go, but at every point in time you can only see what's directly in front of you. If you focus on a mile ahead and lose sight of where you currently are, chances are you're going to crash. Don't make that mistake. Imagine you're buying a pen for $25. You suddenly remember that the same thing is being sold for $18 at a store 15 minutes away. Would you make the trip? Most respondents said yes. Now, you're buying a suit for $455, and there's a store selling it for $448 at 15 minutes away. Would you make the trip? Most respondents said no. Although in both cases, it's the same $7 and 15 minutes. This experiment explains a bias where people tend to think of value in terms of ratio than profit. This is the halo effect, and it's subtly influencing your thoughts without you realizing. It's a phenomenon where if a brand has one positive trait, like authenticity, we assume all their products to be authentic. Some brands know this and take advantage of it by dedicating their entire social media contents to creating a perception of their desired quality, such as luxury, professionalism, or speed. This is effective in making marketing and selling more effortless. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And this is why. The neocortex is responsible for our rational and analytical thoughts and language. The middle section of the brain makes up our limbic brain, which is responsible for decision-making, and it has no capacity for language. When we communicate from the outside in, people can understand information like features and benefits of your product, but it doesn't drive behavior. When you associate your product with a feeling, you communicate directly to the part of the brain that controls behavior. Follow for more value. If you suck at selling, learn this simple psychology and never forget it. Imagine you're working on an online practice test. You spend hours writing and perfecting it. Finally, you're done. And to your surprise, you're asked to pay $5 before you can submit. You now have 2 options. Pay $5 to submit your work, or look for another test with a free submission. If initially your chances of paying $5 for a practice test was 15%, it would now be increased to at least 50% due to the time already invested. The amount of time you can spend connecting with a customer is directly proportional to the customer's likelihood of buying. This is your selling hack. Steal these strategies for your brand. 1. The coffee shop strategy. Offer 3 categories of your product or service and price them closely to each other. Reduce the value of the first 2 by eliminating certain features. This simple tactic will make the third offer appear to be of more value, with the first 2 serving as a decoy. 2. Instead of buying a bag and a watch for $50, say buy a bag and get a free watch. Lastly, Branding is everything. This is a great way of making people feel better, paying 5 times more for the same product. Follow for more value. This is the dark side of being an optimist. Studies have shown that excessive optimism can lead to lower cognitive skills, such as fluid and numerical reasoning. Dispositional optimism can blind individuals to even the most obvious and avoidable setbacks in problem solving. However, many successful people are fueled by optimism. It serves as the primary drive for taking risks. Those who succeed in business manage to channel their optimism without being consumed by it. They achieve this balance by integrating self-honesty and realism. If you want to sell more than you currently do, pay attention to these 3 marketing discoveries. 1. When customers were presented with many options to choose from, only 3% ended up buying. And just by reducing the number of options to make decision-making easier, buyers increased to 40%. 2. When Campbell's Soup limited the number of cans a person can buy at a time, people started buying more. They simply added a sense of value and superiority by limiting access and availability. 3. When people were presented with 2 hotel rooms, which were priced similarly, but one offered a free coffee in the morning, most of them went with the free coffee without even exploring the quality of the rooms. Neuroscientists discovered that individuals are rarely able to evaluate the value of something based on its intrinsic worth, but instead compare it with the surrounding options.